This video is on models and applications, in other words, word problems, and we will be using linear equations in order to solve them. So the strategy is to first read. Second is to write all unknowns in terms of one variable. So what we do not want to do is if we have multiple unknowns, call one variable x, the other one y, the other one z, because what will end up happening is the more unknowns we have, the more equations we'll need in order to be able to solve. So if we have multiple unknowns and use multiple variables, that means we need multiple equations, a system of equations in order to solve, and we don't want to do that in these type of problems. So we want to write all of our unknowns in terms of one variable. The third step is to write an equation. Fourth to solve, and of course, 5 is always the check. The last step is always the check. And we want to make sure we actually answer the question that they're asking us. So let's look at the first example. The yearly salary of a man with a bachelor's degree exceeds that of a man with an associate's degree by $25,000. The yearly salary of a man with a master's degree exceeds that of a man with an associate's degree by $45,000. Combined, 3 men with each of these degrees earn $214,000. Find the yearly salary of each. So we recognize first that we have 3 unknowns here. We have the man with the associates, the man with the bachelor's, and the man with the master's degree. Also, we recognize that each description, we have a bachelor's degree that's described by using the man with the associate's degree. Then we have the man with the master's degree that's described by using the man with the associate's degree as well. So what we're going to do here is let the associate's degree, the man with the associate's degree, be X, and then we write the other ones in terms of the X. So let the associate's degree be X, and we go back to that first sentence. The man with the bachelor's degree exceeds that of a man with an associate's by 25,000. So if you're talking about just exceeding someone by 25, then that means you're adding 25. That means if the associates made 5,000, if you add 25 to it, then that would be 30,000. So it would exceed that by 25. So the bachelor's would be X plus 25. And then the master's, the man with the master's degree exceeds that of a man with an associate's by 45,000. So the man with the master's would be X plus 45. So we need an algebraic representation for each unknown that we have. And now we have that. We have the associates as X, bachelor's as X plus 25, master's as X plus 45. Third step is to create an equation. I put an asterisk by step 2 and step 3 because those are the toughest parts or the toughest steps in the process. Most people mess up in those 2 steps, but after they get past that, solving is not that much of a problem for them. So looking at that third step, the key word here is combine. There will always be a keyword or key phrase that will let you know how to set the equation. In this case, it's combined. This is combined. The 3 men with each of these degrees will earn $214,000. So if you're talking about combine, that means you're talking about adding them together. So if you add each expression together and then set them equal to 214, that will represent that statement. When you combine them together, they equal to $214,000. So from there, once you set up your equations, you can go ahead and solve. There was nothing holding these parentheses here. I just used them in order to establish what was actually being added. So drop your parentheses, combine your like terms. So we have 3x, 25 plus 45 is 70. Then subtract 70 from both sides. That'll be 3x equal to 144. Divide by 3, x is equal to 48. Now you go back and ask yourself, did we even answer the question? It says find the salary of each. So we didn't quite answer the question. We have x equal to 48, but we need the salary of each. So we plug 48 back in for x. So the associates is equal to 48. The man with the bachelor's is 48 plus 25, which is 73. And the man with the master's is 48 plus 45, which is 93. And if you add all of those together, it should give you a 214. All right. Looking at the next one, the local computer store is having a sale on digital cameras. After a 40% price reduction, you purchased a digital camera for $276. What was the camera's price before the reduction? So any sales or sales equation starts off with an original price minus the price reduction, and then that will be equal to your sales price. So we do not know what the original price is, so we'll let that be X. Then the other part that we already know is the sales price. which is $276. The price reduction is where a lot of people make a mistake here. The price reduction is 40%, but the 40% cannot stand alone. It's just not 40% that you would minus from the original price. That is 40% of something. It's 40% of the original price. And don't forget our original price is X. And of means multiplication in mathematics. So you're talking about 0.4, because 40% as a decimal is 0.4, 0.4x, 44 times x. Be careful. A lot of people make a mistake and apply the 40% to the 276. That will get you an answer that's close, but not the exact answer. You have to be careful there. You cannot take the percentage of something that wasn't there, because remember, these things were here. Then you calculate to find the sales price. So the 40% has to be applied to what was there originally, which was the original price. So this x minus 0.4x equal to 276 is our equation. When you go to solve, be careful here. 1 is in front of this x. So when you go to combine your like terms, that's 1 minus 0.4, which would be 0.6x. Then divide by 0.6, both sides. Your original price would be $460. All right, here's another one. Your grandmother needs your help. She has $50,000 to invest. Part of this money is to be invested in non-insured bonds paying 15% annual interest. The rest of this money is to be invested in a government-insured certificate of deposit paying 7% annual interest. She told you that she requires $6,000 per year in extra income from the combination of these investments. How much money should be placed in each investment? So what we'll use here is the simple interest formula, simple interest relationship. Your interest, I equal to P times R times T. P is your principal, R is your rate, T is your time in years. So we have two different accounts here. We have the 15% account at 15%, and we have an account at 7%. It doesn't matter which one we decide to let the principal be X. Whenever they don't give you an actual split on how much is going to be put into which account, but they do give you a total. What you can do is let one be X, and then let the other one be the total minus X. So we're going to let this one be X, and then let the other one be 50,000 minus X. It doesn't matter which one you choose to be X. You can flip it around, let this be 50,000 minus X, and the other one be X. Once you do your calculation, it will all work out. So your rate here in the 15% is 0.15, and we're talking about earning $6,000 in 1 year. So my time is 1 year. Here my rate is 0.07, and then once again my time is 1 year. The way we will calculate our total interest earned, we will take the interest from the 15% account and add it to the interest from the 7% account. So P times R times T, we're talking about X times 0.15 times 1, which is 0.15X. And then in the 7% account, P is 50,000 minus X times 0.07 times 1. So when you multiply that out, distribute it, that gives you 3,500 times 0.07X. Now when we set up the equation, the total that we want in a year is 6,000. And then that's going to be equal to 0.15X plus 3,500 minus 0.07X. It comes from both of these pieces over here. Combine your like terms, 0.15X minus 0.07X, that's 0.08X. Subtract 3,500 from both sides, that'll be 2,500 equal to 0.08X. Divide by 0.08, that'll be 31,250 for X. To finish off the problem, we know that X was equal to 31,250. That's what's in the 15% account. Then we minus that from 50,000, that would be 18,750, which would be an account with the 7% interest rate. We have another example. The length of an American football field is 200 feet more than the width. If the perimeter of a field is 1,040 feet, what are the dimensions? So once again, we let one be X and we write the other one in terms of that X. The width is X and the length is X plus 200. It says the length of an American football field is 200 feet more than the width, so X plus 200. The perimeter formula for a rectangle is P equal to 2L plus 2W. Our football fields are in the shape of a rectangle, so we use P equal to 2L plus 2W. They tell us that the perimeter is 1040, so we place that for P. And then for L, our length, we put in X plus 200. For the width, for W, we put in X. The distribution, that is 2X plus 400 plus 2X. Combine your like terms, 2X and 2X is 4X. Subtract 400, that's 640 equal to 4X. Divide by 4, that's 160. And so that means our width is 160, and then 160 plus 200 would be 360 for the length. All right, a few more examples in this section. Next, they talk about solving for a specified variable. That means you want to get a certain variable by itself. You're not looking to solve and have x equal to 2 or L equal to 5. We want to get that variable by itself. So we're going to follow the same procedure that we would follow if we had numbers, but we're just going to use the letters. Those letters represent unknown numbers, so don't forget that. So if I have P equal to 2L plus 2W and I want to solve for L, my goal is to get L by itself. So the first thing I would do is move the 2W. So I would subtract 2W from both sides. That'll be P minus 2W equal to 2L. Then I would divide both sides by 2 because I'm trying to get the 2 off of L. And that will be L equal to P minus 2W over 2. And that will be your answer. So be careful, just shooting a warning here. A lot of times people will see these 2's and want to cancel them out. So if you want to go further with cancellation, you have to be careful. You cannot just cancel out those 2's and be done with it and be left with P minus W. That would be incorrect. The correct way to cancel is that this 2 in the denominator has to go to each term in the numerator. So that would be P over 2 minus 2W over 2. The 2's would then cancel, leaving you with P over 2 minus W, which would be the same thing as this right here. Now, we don't have to simplify this any further because the 2 cannot go into each term. So in other words, over here, let's say if I have 4P minus 2W over 2, this is just an abstract example. If I have 4P minus 2W over 2, then I would have to simplify because the 2 can go into the 4 and the 2 can go into that 2. So if that is the case, they are expecting you to simplify, divide the 2 into each term. That would be 2P minus W. All right, one more. If we wanted to take this equation, A equal to P plus PRT, and solve for P, we recognize that we want to solve for P, and we want P to be by itself, and we want a single P, and notice we have P in 2 different terms. So what we can do here is factor out P. If we factor P out of each one of these terms, we'll be left with P times 1 plus RT. Then from there, we can divide both sides by the quantity of 1 plus RT. That will cancel out on the right. And on the left, we would have A over 1 plus RT. And that will be our solution. P is equal to A plus over 1 plus RT. Let me know if you have any questions.